Well, good morning to you, and thank you for joining the On the Go Post Show on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you joining us today. We have Dave Chudowski, Holly Strano, Maureen Kyle, Jasmine Monroe, and Austin Love. And my goodness, a lot to talk about today. Many talkers, the biggest two, the elections and the weather this morning. Many people seeing their first snowfall. We'll get to that in just a moment with Holly. But the election, Austin, you went on the story this morning at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. What are you seeing?
Yeah, so actually, I experienced both stories today. I was at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, and I was standing out in the freezing cold. So a twofer for me this morning. But yeah, I mean, it was incredible to be at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, and really all weekend and for the past week, we've really been seeing with early voting. Today is the last day that you can do early voting. Obviously, you can vote tomorrow with the regular day elections, but with early voting, it has been anything but great weather for people to stand out there. And even this morning, 5 a.m., people started to, 3 hours before the polls really opened, that they were sitting out there all bundled up, and just slowly but surely a line of people started to form. So and this has been a huge trend what we've seen so far in the state of Ohio. Over 2.5 million people in Ohio taking advantage of early voting. And like Ohio, like so many other states, but Ohio especially, those votes, each one of those votes is really going to count, where each of the candidates, President Trump and Joe Biden, really in a deadlock. So this has become a huge battleground for Ohio. And because of that, we're seeing Joe Biden come again today to do a last minute push, another campaign in Cleveland. And this is the first time he's been here since the debate. So really everyone making their voice heard. And really in the state of Ohio, it's fun because not that your vote doesn't count elsewhere, but it's really a really close race. So each one of those votes is really going to be crucial for each candidate. So for people that are out there right now, just some early voting information right now. So the polls open in about less than an hour at 8 o'clock, and they will be open until 2. And then tomorrow, that's when the actual election is, of course. So you can polls are open from 6:30 to 7:30, and you have to be in line at 7:30 to vote. They'll stay open, but you have to be in line to do that. So, and then remember, if you do an absentee ballot, if it's going to be counted, it has to have been postmarked by today. So people are suggesting that you go to the post office, have a legit stamp on it. So it's make sure that you're good to go and that your vote counts. But really, so many people taking advantage of that early voting. Again, 2.5 million people in the state of Ohio, over to that number, have taken advantage of it and brave the conditions, certainly.
Arista, she's actually one who did that. She says that I was an early voter on October 7th, so she got that in early. Shayla, good morning to you. I see you joining. Arista again. Steve joining us in from Ohio. So again, you can connect with us, and because we want this to be a conversation with all of us, not just us talking at you guys. And so again, like Austin said, Vice President or former Vice President Joe Biden is expected in town today. We'll have all of that information on WKYC.com as soon as that is released. Holly is right now tracking or going to WTAM, not going, but actually on the phone with them doing the weather forecast. So I'll start. I know, Dave, what was your drive like into the station today? Because right now we're seeing a number of road closures. 77 northbound remains closed in Akron between White Pine Drive and Ridgewood Miller. I can really show you my screen here. All the blacks, that's closures throughout the region.
For me, I didn't have to deal with any rain or precipitation, but it was the wind. I just felt my car, being moved, felt like it was being moved around by the wind. But really, for me, coming from the west side, I had no issues this morning. So I was fortunate. That was also a long time ago. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting morning for you, Danielle. I mean, a lot going on. And, I think the main thing right now is just for everyone to give themselves extra time and be careful, because especially when it's the first time of the year and not that we don't know what we're doing, because we're pros at this in Cleveland, but sometimes you can get a nasty reminder.
Yes. Yeah. Last night I was driving in from Pittsburgh. I super late, and it was snowing so bad, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just in the daze half the time, Dave, like trying to figure out, is it really November 1st and it's snowing? Like, trying to like figure out, like, my brain wasn't functioning properly. And then when I made it back home and I seen how much snow was here in Ohio compared to Pittsburgh, I was just like, I'm not ready for this. I don't know if anyone else is, loves the winter. I want to know, what is it about the winter that people love? Because I mean, I guess the skiing part and all of that, but I really don't like, sliding off of highways, and I'm not interested in that. I love the sunny days.
And a lot of people were doing that this morning.
Yeah. What was that?
So you sliding off a lot of highways? That happen to you like every time you drive, or?
Well, actually, Austin, I slid off the highway one time before, so now I have really bad anxiety when I drive in the.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
It's not good. It's something that you never forget. So, but
people are, it's tough out there, Jasmine, and I'm tracking a bunch of crashes, and people are still really talking about voters, though. Question was, where can people go for early voting? And that's your Board of Elections there for in-person early voting. But Holly, really quickly, we have to make it through today, but you have a warm-up coming. Like, what's going on today for the rest of the day, and warm-up?
In all honesty, after today, you might be singing Zippity Doo Dah the rest of the week. Like, seriously. It's today's cold. It feels more like winter. We're only going to end up in the low to mid 40s for highs. Normal is 57. There is still the chance of some lake snowbelt areas. So a lot of you aren't going to see any snow showers, but as Danielle's been talking about, roads are icy. So you have to be careful in your commutes, especially early today. Once we warm into the 40s, we'll be okay. Right now we're in the 30s and it's windy. So we have another wind advisory that was issued by the National Weather Service, and that one kicks in at 4 o'clock today, goes till 1 a.m. Tuesday. It's only for Lake County and Lakeshore Ashtabula. So those are things to remember. And also Ashtabula County itself is under a winter weather advisory due to the possibility of lake effect snow. But then tomorrow we're in the 50s. We're going to see sunshine. That's seasonal. No reason not to get out and exercise your right to vote. I'm going to keep preaching it. And then as we head through the rest of the week, we're looking at highs in the 60s, partly to mostly sunny skies. By the weekend, sunshine close to 70.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
See, Dawn, she says she doesn't want it to snow yet. She wants it to continue with fall for a while. Yes, so after today, it will.
It totally will.
I have to say, too late.
Holly, have you ever had to issue a grapple advisory?
There has never been a grapple advisory. Very valid question.
Wow.
What is grapple, Holly? You gotta break it down.
People get grapple is technically, it's sleet is an ice pellet. Grapple's kind of a cross between sleet trying to get a little snow mixed in. Does that make sense? But it is in the form of a pellet as opposed to a snowflake. And a lot of times, even my kids, I was teasing on the show, they said, look, it's hailing yesterday. Hail is not winter precipitation unless we're getting thunderstorms in the winter. Hail forms in storms, in convection, in those really powerful updrafts. And what it does is it takes those water droplets and sends them up high, and that's where they freeze. And the size of hail depends on how strong of a storm it is, because if it keeps bouncing them back up and up and up, you can have softball size hail, you can have pea size hail. Sleet and grapple are just winter precipitation, the end.
Wow, we're getting our science lesson with Holly this morning.
Was that totally boring? Sorry.
No,
it was great. We live to make people smarter.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Holly geeked out there for a second.
What'd you say?
I said you were geeking out there for a second.
Total geek out.
If Michael says, Holly, Michael says, thank you for the 70s. Alrighty, as we close up for the rest of you guys, everyone, 70-degree temperatures, kind of close to the end of the week. What are you guys doing? Mo? Making the most of the 70s. Yes.
I'm gonna lay out and get some sun. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a tan.
Opening that pool back up.
Yeah. I have to scrape off the ice and then I'll open the pool back up.
Jasmine, 70-degree temperatures close to. What's on your plans?
You know what? I think I'm buying myself some shoes after all of this election day coverage. I'm owed something out of this.
News and shoes with Jasmine. You got to check her out on Instagram. Austin.
I see myself going over to the Maureen Kyle pool, so I'll see you there, Mo. It's gonna be great.
Feel free to lifeguard, Austin. Fine, you can come.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Dave Chudowski.
Maybe golfing. Yeah, you never know.
Oh, Dave. Oh, we got a special appearance.
Yeah,
Scarlett.
She can't stay away.
Oh,
this is Scarlett. Say hi.
Hi, Scarlett.
Oh, beautiful.
Scarlett, her bedhead.
This is your new school, Scarlett. So welcome to class. Awesome.
That is Maureen's oldest daughter, Scarlett. Thanks for joining us. And
see that
Dave,
annoying kid in the back with the fluffy hair, the one that's picking on everyone.
What are you talking
He's in
about,
the car
Dave?
right now. His name's
Yeah,
Austin.
you're about to get a spitball, man.
Exactly.
Dave and Holly, you guys have to chime in and let us know what you plan to do with those 70-degree temperatures. Because we just loving the hugs and snugs from Maureen and Scarlett, and then Millie too.
Millie's jealous.
Beautiful! Everybody,
What's up, Mel?
say hi to Millie.